How's it going, friends? I've been wanting to make this video for a while now, and so today I'm going to show you how to figure out how much you should spend on a Facebook campaign if you're just testing it all out. So this is going to be a very technical breakdown. There's a fair bit of math and numbers involved, and I'm going to show you an example of how we do this for a current client's campaign. So just a bit of context, if you didn't know, Facebook recommends getting at least 8,000 impressions before making any drastic or aggressive changes to a campaign. In my experience, unless you've got a substantial budget, a lot of small business owners can't actually afford 8,000 impressions, at least as a test, because as you know, all tests don't go to plan. And so I prefer to look at the ad account's historical data to determine how much we need to spend and how much it's going to cost us to achieve one result, aka one lead or one sale, and then determine how many impressions we need to get that result. So looking at these campaigns, we're looking at our top performing campaign, which has yielded 148 leads over the past 30 days. So you want to be looking at something significant. You couldn't really do this if you've only got 4 or 5 leads or 4 or 5 sales. So we tend to look at a larger portion of time so that we can gather a significant amount of data. And so with this campaign, we've gotten 200,000 impressions and 148 leads. So what we do is we divide 200,000 by 148, and that's going to tell us exactly how many impressions we need in order to get one lead. And so that rounds out to 1,300 impressions. Again, we require 1,300 impressions to get one lead based on the historical data of this ad account. So the next part of this equation is figuring out how much it's costing us on average to get 1,000 impressions. So what you want to look for is the little column in the same time frame that you looked at the previous metrics and data is CPM, or cost per 1,000 impressions. This is our top performing campaign. So it's costing us $14.35 to get 1,000 impressions. So again, bit of math involved. All we do is divide $14.35 by 1,000 and then times that by 1,300 impressions, and that's going to give us a figure of $18.60 in this example. And that's exactly how many impressions and how much it's going to cost to get one lead based off of that historical time frame of data in this ad account. Now, ideally, this is our KPI. We try and keep our cost per lead under $18.60, but we have allowed a fluctuation of up to $25 because, as we all know, there's just bad days on Facebook sometimes. So to come full circle on this breakdown, this means that we can spend $18.60 per audience and per creative to determine if these variables are going to work and whether they're worth pursuing. Now, this is a really good example for those of you who like to test a lot of ads at once. We're kind of hitting 2 birds with 1 stone with this example, but all of these ad creatives, of which there's 10 of them, have been running for 2 days, less than 48 hours in fact. Now, if you've followed me for any length of time, you know I'm very big on utilizing a very definitive start and end date with testing, and that is a 4-day testing cycle. And as you can see with some of these ad creatives, 310 over the past 48 hours, 400, 400, 100, 100, 300, 200. There's no way that they're going to be able to hit 1,300 impressions, and therefore we won't actually truly know whether they're not working because the algorithm is only really favoring these 2 right here. So what this means is we can really only afford to be testing 3 creatives or 3 ads at once in the one audience. And this is going to ensure that those 3 ad creatives get enough budget, enough attention to hit those 1,300 impressions. And in the event that they don't get a lead or don't get a result, then it's likely that will turn them off. So if you've been trying to figure out how much you need to spend on your Facebook campaign when testing out new creatives and perhaps even new audiences, just look at the history of your ad account, take note of those significant metrics, and run this equation to produce the numbers that you can work with going forward with any new test. So if you found this video helpful, please let me know below, and I'll talk to you soon. See you later.